Bonjour mes amis, j'espère que vous allez bien. Welcome to the Y'all Be Good podcast. Welcome back. This week, I'm your host, Ralph, and as you know, we are a project of Little Lion Cuts. On today's episode, you can join me and my co-host Heather as we sit down with Cece and Simon via Rouge, a couple that has traveled all over the world and has lately decided to call the Midwest home. So dive in with us as we hear all about their American experience.
Let's go.
Welcome.
Same. What were you doing before you got here?
Take a picture, of course. You can throw your jackets over there, whatever you need, and then we'll make it happen.
You're not recording because I need to pee. So.
Oh, go for it. We're always recording, but yes.
It's okay.
Simon has to poop.
Okay.
Just kidding.
We were just talking about if the podcast was going to be kid friendly or not, and so now that we're talking about pooping, of course it's going to be more friendly too.
Look at her shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
did it on purpose.
It almost looks French just because it's a blue and white stripe. You know.
I mean, the stereotype. Yeah, she
Yeah.
should wear a little red
And
a beret.
a sachet.
Yes.
You brought gifts. What did we bring?
A wine, red wine.
You know what we don't have is how to open it.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't think about that. Oh no.
No, there's no way you're going to be able to open it like
Without this,
without it.
you don't have anything in your car?
Let me think.
If you have something to open wine in your car, you are super French and super alcoholic.
Or one or the
No,
other.
we are
No,
not.
both.
Just French.
There's no way. But how are you going to get the cork out? You're going to do the shoe thing? You know, and I thought about it today. I was like, I need to bring one.
I really didn't think about it.
I mean, we can still push the cork inside. It would be easier, and we can still drink it.
Are you serious?
It
I
won't
mean,
be great.
It's not
but
great, but if we cannot remove it,
Let's
extract
do it.
We can just push it in.
Hold on, I have a screwdriver.
But okay. Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Have you ever seen someone open it like where they tap it on the shoe?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think that'll do it?
I never tried.
No, it's okay. Just push it.
It's gonna be messy.
Do it.
It worked.
We could put salt on your shirt. It'll take it out.
This is a disaster.
Bonjour.
Oh, we're gonna jump right into it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Heather can't wait.
You know what? The cork is going to stop it.
I'm stuck.
Oh, yeah. No, at some point it will. Yeah, it's exactly.
I did just wash my hands.
It's a good thing it's
Yeah.
alcohol.
I was going to ask, what did you do with your finger earlier?
Okay. Can I ask what wine you brought? What wine is this?
Oh,
Another French one.
But is
That's-
it like a
from California.
Is it-
Zinfandel?
Zinfandel?
Yeah.
Okay. So someone who doesn't drink wine, me.
Yeah.
What is a Zinfandel a little bit more sweet or is it?
Stronger? I would say.
It's stronger.
It's a drier wine.
Yes.
But look at the legs.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have a connoisseur there.
Connoisseur.
I mean, mine's almost gone. Look at.
Connoisseur.
Yes, I see connoisseur.
Is that what people are looking for when they see the drippings?
That's what they say when they say,
Yes.
"Look at the legs on that one."
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Is that a real thing?
Well, I have no idea. I'm
Yes.
not a.
Yeah. Usually that's something which is left depending on the quality of the wine. On the side.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mine tastes like white lady fingers.
Okay. Yeah. I think maybe that's
There's a little hint of fingertip in there.
Stylist.
Tastes like Suavecito.
No.
And now we're 10 minutes into the recording. And so far, we've opened a bottle of wine with with a screwdriver.
Yeah.
We have gotten wine all over the place. And we can only go up from here, I think.
Exactly. It's a good start.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I was thinking about you guys all week. All week.
That scares me a bit.
So for people who don't know, we have a salon. And this is what Little Lion Cuts is. And within our salon, we can make notes on people's profiles.
Oh no, you're gonna tell it.
And little did we think that we would be hiring people who would come in as clients. Let's be clear, you do not work for Little Lion Cuts any longer, but you did at one point.
Yeah, I did.
And what we forgot was that you would be able to see those notes that we make for the clients. And what did your notes say, Cece?
Well, I don't remember the whole note, but I remember it was saying that I was a particular mom.
You were particular, very particular.
Very particular.
Yes,
mom.
but you made it up the other day, and you made up for it the other day by giving us proof.
Yeah.
In English slang, you would say you brought receipts, and we take it all back. We take it all back. You were not a particular mom. You were just expressing your opinion.
Disappointment.
Disappointed
Yeah, I would
opinion.
say disappointment because someone like
We're
completely.
not
and I'm
going to
sorry, I'm gonna-
say names.
No.
We're not going to say
But
names.
He had a
someone,
Lloyd Christmas.
like just failed our son's haircut.
The haircut, yeah, which is a good. It's
But
a
it
good thing to
happened.
know, right?
Yeah.
Because we can't be perfect. We
No.
are going to mess up from time to time. But we're so glad that we created this friendship now. And how many years later? It's been.
Actually, it was like less than a year after you asked me to come in.
Yeah.
The salon and help.
No, but I was trying to think how long it's been since we've known you guys now.
Oh, so it's been
4
we've
years,
been
maybe?
No, well, for you, but for me and the kids, we moved in 2019, and I think we came before COVID started. So
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, wow. So it's been a little while now.
yeah. So 5 years and a half.
I gotcha.
Yeah, and yeah, we continue to come, even though it was a mess once.
And the rest is history.
But yeah, it's been a long time now.
It has been a long time.
Yeah.
And Heather has gotten to know you guys now too. Even probably more than me, right? Because I mean, she got invited to your house, and you guys never invite me.
It's because their dog doesn't like you.
That's true. Their dog hates me.
No, the dogs bark everywhere.
Yeah. But that's
Right?
because
Except for when
But
my
we-
dog is there.
We don't have many people coming to our place, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't know.
That's why I had to put down my dog, actually,
Oh.
because we didn't. You guys want to hear a funny story? No.
No. Well, we had that discussion before. Was like when I texted you one time, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And
You remember?
and for me and most of my friends, if I say, "What are you doing?" it kind of means like, "I want to come over. Am I bothering you?"
And I didn't get that at all. I'm like, I'm doing this and that and whatever. How
Like,
are
why
you?
is this American lady just asking what I'm doing?
But that just goes to show like the little barriers of like.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, but it wasn't bad. If you could tell me at that time that you just wanted to come over, I was like, okay.
It would have been easier.
But
to
no,
just say,
I have to be invited over. So I have to say, what are you doing? Oh, I'm not doing anything. Oh, do you want to hang out? That's how it's supposed to go.
yeah.
But I guess that gets us into what we're talking about, right? Like you guys and your American experience now. Like there's so many things that get lost in translation
That's for sure.
as to colloquialisms. Is that the word? Colloquialisms. Where like that, what are you doing? You don't get that that's our American way of saying, do you want to hang out?
It's the polite Midwestern way to say.
Oh.
If it's not such a bother, if you're not busy, can I come over? Without actually asking.
We would ask.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's why it's like, nope.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you would be more like, what are you doing tonight, or what are you doing, or are you busy right now?
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah.
More.
And probably ask like,
And probably ask.
yeah, can we come over?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
that's just you.
Maybe
H-Town.
yeah. We just need to. We just need it to be more obvious.
Or maybe I did understand, but I didn't want to see her.
That could have been it.
I was
I
gonna
think so.
say. Every time, unless you're really fake. Oh, it's been so long. You should really come over. You should come over sometime.
Do I say that a lot? No, I don't think so. And we can. Well, you know that you can come over whenever you want, so I tell you. And the dogs would be so glad.
No, but I think the French would not say that politely, right? Like you wouldn't say to someone you don't want to hang out with,
We won't
oh,
say anything.
we should hang out.
Oh, no.
Just to be nice.
No.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's more direct, less filters. You know what I mean? Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
for
you want
sure.
to see someone, or you'll be more like.
And we have
see,
life. We have a life.
You're not just waiting there for someone to text
Behind
you,
the
what are you
door.
doing?
Yeah.
Okay, just come over.
All right, guys, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. I know
Thank
it's
you.
we've been playing around with what the podcast is going to look like, and it's hearing people's stories, seeing what they've gone through in life, highs and lows, and everything in between. But how long did you guys lived in France your entire life, right? Until you guys were adults?
We moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
What year did you, or what
Born and
ages?
raised in France.
You graduated in France?
Yeah.
What year did you guys leave France?
In
2010.
Yeah.
2010.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
2010. And you went to China?
Nope. We went to Australia.
You guys are everywhere. Okay,
We
Australia.
stayed over there for like 18 months.
Oh, I think I remember.
Southeast Asia, 3 months traveling. And then in Australia, we traveled around and worked. We had a camper van, and we were like stopping at farms or factories to,
Yeah.
find some
Just living your best life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I love that.
when we came back in 2012, we stayed only a few months until Simon. You can help me.
Until I found my
yeah.
job for that French company
Yeah.
based in southeast of France.
The same one that you're working for now?
Yes, same one.
Wow.
And they were actually looking for someone to train and to send in Asia, in China,
Gotcha.
to that customer based in Shanghai. And they were looking for someone ready to adjust to a different culture and to be able to live. And
And it was you, the
You-
world traveler.
because we're just coming back from Asia and Australia, and of course we are looking forward to.
We knew
to
we
move again.
didn't want to stay in France.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wanted to leave again.
Why?
Because for almost 2 years we experienced different culture, kind of more freedom. Just the fact that you're not in your country, so it's different, so you feel a bit more free, a bit. And we are curious. We also like. I mean, some people don't like to see different things. They prefer to be more comfortable in their, their say comfort zone. But I think we like. We like
To be challenged.
to be
too.
challenged and to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted something new again.
Yeah.
And when we came back in our hometown, southwest of France, it was. We were bored, maybe. But you did know when we came back, because I had a job right away when we came back, and Simon didn't. So during that time, like 3 months,
Yeah.
you knew you wanted to leave again. And I was like, yeah, why not? My family wasn't living in France, but in a Caribbean island for my dad's job. So I was like, I don't have anyone around, because you still have like the cousins or other people from the family around, but not my
Yeah.
closest ones.
Sure.
So I was like, okay, just let's go.
Yeah.
And you always traveled, and we wanted something new again. We loved
Yeah, I was
our
used
experience.
I was used to travel with my family already before. I always loved traveling, but we wanted to move again, to live again, and because we liked Asia and Australia, I wanted to find a job in this area, and I found that company in France who was looking to train somebody and to send him in China. So
Yeah.
And it was actually completely different than Asia.
Yeah.
The Asia we knew
Sure.
already was totally different. China is different. They didn't speak English at all. And we didn't know that until we put a foot there. And I remember, actually, I was already 3 months pregnant. It was in the plan, but maybe not getting pregnant so fast. Well, it comes as it goes.
Sure.
And when we arrived, I always tell that story because it's how it happens. We took a taxi, and when we did ask the taxi to stop, it was just continuing, and it was like, and we were trying to say, "Hey, just please stop," and making a big sign to him from the behind
The
seat,
back,
the
yeah.
back, and it was just like getting on his way, and and talking in Chinese, stop. So I was like, but stop is an international word. Everybody must
Sure.
understand it. He didn't. So at some point, we're like, stop. So then we walked for like maybe, I don't remember, but 10 minutes to go back where we wanted to go. And we were sure that first thing, we need to take some Chinese lessons because
to
It was
learn Mandarin,
to learn,
to have some
yeah.
basics, to be able to navigate.
Do you still remember it? Do you remember Mandarin?
I do remember a
Yeah.
little bit. Simon is better than I am.
Because we spent 7 years in China, between Shanghai and Beijing. So both of our kids are born in China then.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, yeah. Because like Cecile said, when we moved there, I mean, she was already pregnant. So yeah.
Yeah.
But he talks better than I do because I had the pregnancy brain twice. He didn't. So we were keeping learning, and I was just forgetting everything.
Sure.
Well, and he kind of had to because he was using it.
And I
for
was
work.
walking. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
And I
Work.
was home with the
Yeah.
kids, and at home it's been always like this. It's only French, and now we are having troubles with English. They just want to speak English, but no. And
Yeah.
I was just living my mom
In
stay at
China.
home life.
Yeah.
In China.
Which I'm sure I've never been, but I've seen like photos and movies. Like that's not necessarily a luxury apartment unless you guys are rolling in money, right? Like you guys are living.
That's hard to say. We lived in like apartments.
The first apartment was very like in a local neighborhood.
Oh yes, true.
So all our neighbors were Chinese. Was not because you've got some foreigners or who will stay just in condo or like areas, with foreigners. But when we moved, the first place we went, even the first couple of years, Shanghai,
Yeah.
we were more like in local buildings.
But we
I
had
mean,
space because people think that it's crowded for sure, but we had like a very nice 2 bedrooms apartment.
Yeah.
Like for 7 years, we moved maybe 5 times.
yes, we moved a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
when we were in
Jeez.
China, yeah.
Because it was like small rent,
Short leases.
exactly.
Yes.
So we had to move quite a lot, but
Yeah.
it really depends on what you find and if you're lucky to be picked when you.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you are looking for a house here, it's like, what do you offer
Sure.
or whatever? It's
Yeah.
at some point you are kind of a lot. Yeah,
But that was a great experience. Yeah, really.
I can't imagine.
it was different.
And that was really, we are talking about like cultural changes, and that was a big cultural change, of course.
Yeah.
Was it easier to rent here or out there?
Oh, here.
Here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because we can speak English, even though it's not perfect, we can still communicate.
communicate.
We needed a representative when we were living there.
Especially the first.
And
at
the first
the
2
beginning,
years.
yeah, the first couple of years, yeah, because
Yeah.
then
In Shanghai.
once we in Shanghai, then after 2 years we moved to Beijing, and our Mandarin, I mean, was starting to be better, and we could communicate in Chinese. So
And we had a friend in Beijing who was helping us.
yes,
She
too,
was
you're
helping
right.
us to find a place.
Yes, also.
So you guys went from Australia to China,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and then to the U.S.
And
Yeah.
then from China in 2019, yeah, from China, so the same company, yeah, it was the end of my contract in 2019, and yeah, and I could go back to France or come here to another subsidiary here
Yeah.
in Pleasant Prairie, and yeah, and we like traveling, so we're like, no, we don't want to go back to France because we know France.
Sure.
The kids were small, and
Yeah.
we're like, okay, why not
Yeah,
try
yeah,
something
yeah,
else?
exactly. Yeah, kids were still
And
little.
It's
so-
another experience, and we were not ready to like come back to France.
No.
We are still not, actually.
So yeah, so in 2019, like and within 1 month, that was also a huge cultural. Actually, that switch, from China to the US was quick,
Yeah.
and it was a bit difficult for the kids
Yeah.
because
for sure.
really like within 1 month we did China, France, a couple of weeks in France just to get our visa to have everything sorted. I mean, to come to the US. And then the US, and here we spent 1 month at the hotel. The time
Yeah.
for us to settle and to find a place to live. And yeah, and that was actually, I mean, that was a bit hard for us, of course, but for the kids it was a bit difficult, yeah,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
they were born in China, like
And
different.
no English
place.
at all for them. It was just French and Chinese. Now they forgot about the Chinese.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Completely.
forgot everything. Yeah,
So it was hard, but with the good days coming, because we arrived in end of April, so right like this, been just 6 years actually.
yes, yeah.
With summer days, hotter days, it was
Oh.
getting better
Yeah.
to meet people
Sure.
at the Y, at the beach,
At the pool.
or
At the pool, yeah.
Well, yeah, we found a condo. I'm like,
Yeah.
we need, even though it's small, I don't care. A pool will help to spend some time and meet people. And it's actually where we met some
We met
very
people
good
and-
friends of us now. 6 years ago, and they are still around, so it's nice.
You were always a stay-at-home mom, like this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I came
Until
here.
Little Lion Cuts. Wow. You're welcome.
No, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
I wanted to talk a little bit about how you guys met. You guys have known each other since when?
When, Simon?
Like you guys were.
Oh, you're looking at me.
You guys were much younger, right? Like you guys
Yes.
were. Not that you're super old now, but
So
We met
when we met,
when you were still in high school,
yeah.
and I was 1 year older, so I was at university. Yeah.
yeah.
So I did know him
Before that.
before that. He didn't know me
Yeah.
because we were actually in the same middle school, and he left a year before me
Yeah.
to go into
I
high school.
Graduated. Yeah.
And a lot of girls liked him a lot. So I heard about him already. Then in a high school, you had a girlfriend. She was my friend. Yeah. And well, they
Broke up?
broke up, and we met. Well, and we really met afterwards, because actually I remember the first time we said hello to each other. It feels like it's nothing, but I remember the first time, because in France we do the
Yeah.
cheek
La bise.
La bise.
la
Yes,
bise,
exactly.
the
Yeah.
cheek kiss.
Yeah.
And I remember that too.
And you remember?
Yeah, we
that?
talked about it.
I
yeah.
bet you do. I bet
No,
you do.
that's a funny,
Well-
that's a weird thing when you feel like sometimes things are.
I remember
going to
even what
happen.
I thought about it when I oh, it smells good. And you remember me because of my coat, and I had the
Yeah, you were on the crutches.
crutches.
Yeah, because you
broke my
broke your ankle,
ankle.
no, or something. Yeah.
How?
Falling downstairs.
Yeah, because I shouldn't ask how, because you fall a lot.
I do, and it's exactly the same way in a stair. But can I say that I drank a little
Oh,
and
okay.
was
Sure.
at the karaoke.
Oh.
It was karaoke.
Karaoke, and yeah. And I was young because
c-
it's not forbidden
because in France you can drink before 18. I mean,
21
There's no-
actually.
yeah.
Before 21.
Before
21,
before 21.
because
sorry.
it's
it's before 18.
Yeah.
but I wasn't
Yeah,
18
in France it's
yet,
18,
and it
but even
happened.
before 18, I mean,
Sure. It's Europe. Anything goes.
I always heard it was if you can see over the bar, they're gonna serve you.
can,
No.
I mean,
No,
in Wisconsin, you can be 16
Yes.
with your parents
yes, yeah.
or guardians.
Is that like for real?
Yeah, you can go to places.
Interesting. Okay. No, the reason I ask is because I remember I was going to bring this up. I remember one time, maybe you guys were still kind of new around, and I was just seeing the way you guys interact, and maybe this is just from the outside looking in, but you guys obviously have so much history together. Because there was, I don't know what it was, but you were like talking to him or like sent a text or something, and you both started laughing. Like it was just like between two friends, you know? Like it wasn't necessarily something. Do you think that has to do because you guys were together? Like you guys only had each other for so long? Like he is your
They have
He's my
one
best
brain.
friend.
one
One
brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's my
for
best
sure.
friend,
I
for sure.
Yeah.
And since the beginning. But, well, I always knew. And I told him always, like, you are the one. And I don't want to feel like soap opera. Or
Too
whatever,
mushy.
Too mushy. But, yeah, I felt something.
Sure.
And it was like, okay. This is him, and and then you try to make sure that he stays.
Yeah.
And we grew up together because we met
Yeah.
like we're not teenagers, but
Yeah,
we are
but
still young.
basically, I mean, it was
And we
17,
faced
18.
things not fun as well together.
Yeah.
So we were like dating for 2 months,
Yeah.
and we learned that my mom had cancer.
And cancer.
And so through those 2 years of cancer she had, and when she died, Simon was around
Sure.
Yeah.
and very close to us. And both of our families loved each other like very quick. It was
Yeah.
like, it was easy after like a couple of drinks and
'Cause,
whatever, they
yeah,
were friends.
They like to drink, so I mean, they were reunited.
Good
around
food,
other-
drink.
Seems like it
and-
runs in the family.
Yes, and
Oh,
on both
totally,
sides.
totally,
So
yeah,
sorry,
yes,
kids.
totally.
And yeah, so you were around for us, for my sister. She's 10 years younger than me, so she was a baby. She was 9 years old,
Yeah.
and we were all together in the same boat. And even though they were not the close family, the real family,
Sure.
they become
Yeah, especially during
one.
that.
Yeah,
So you have your sister, and then you have your brother.
yeah.
Is your brother half brother?
Yes.
Gotcha. He's still your brother.
He is.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
is,
very
for
much
sure.
so.
But
I
it's
remember
from,
meeting him. He's super
so
sweet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's he's 25 years old younger than us.
He's 25 years younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so my dad met my stepmom a few years after my mom passed away.
Yeah.
And they've been together since. yeah. And she's much younger and beautiful, and wow, she's great. But it's true. They have like 15, 16 years apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
father found like a very nice young lady.
younger lady. Oh, interesting. We were just talking about something like this. We won't bring that up. But okay, how did that feel? Because
Painful.
with your dad finding someone so much
And
younger.
and it was quick to me. It will.
How long was it? 2 years?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. I
2 or
don't re-
3 years, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was very nice, and I feel like it was.
Did that make it worse?
thing-
She's
yeah,
so
yeah.
nice.
It was that feeling actually, like, wow, that's going to be hard to hate her. And I wanted someone also for my sister to be around because she was 11, 12 maybe.
Yeah.
And or maybe younger, I don't remember. And I was angry at my dad, saying like, you do replace mom,
Sure.
even though it doesn't.
Yeah.
But at this time, thinking I was just 20, 21.
Sure. Yeah. You were so young.
Well, you're grieving a different loss than he was.
Exactly.
So you're still
I did
processing
say
it.
something bad to him that I regret now, and he knows that. But I remember saying that I will never be able to replace a mom, and you can replace a wife. And it was harsh, but at this
I mean, that's
time,
true.
That's
true.
actually true.
Yeah.
And he tried to say, "Oh, I will never replace your mom because she was the love of my life."
Of course.
And it's not like I chose her to die, or it's
Yeah.
not like a divorce or whatever. I didn't.
Sure.
So I will be always married to her in kind of way. But
Yeah.
he was young. He was like 41 when she died. So
How did
she was just
cancer.
41. Cancer, breast cancer.
Breast cancer.
Yeah, about 20 years ago, it wasn't so easy to
diagnose.
diagnose. And well, she found it like kind of
Late.
late.
Oh,
So
no. Yeah.
yeah.
How did that okay, so with mom having cancer, especially breast cancer, how does that impact you now? Like, are you
That I'm almost
hyper
40?
aware of?
I think maybe not on a daily basis, but I tell Simon that I'm scared
Sure.
almost every day, saying, wow, I'm getting closer to that age. I'm not 39 yet, but
Not 39.
in a few months. And it's when we found out about her cancer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. I'm getting emotional.
I get
I'm
it.
scared. And I think of the kids
Yeah, for sure.
and what I felt at this time, and I don't want them to feel that way.
Yeah.
So Simon reminds me, you don't have the same life.
Mm-hmm.
You are another person, and it was like a kind of one cancer in the family.
Sure.
So that's not, how do you say that?
Like
genetic.
reoccurring. Yeah,
Yeah.
genetic. Okay.
So
It's not a death sentence.
no,
Yeah.
it's not. But it's in the back of my head for
Yeah.
sure. And sometimes when I tell him, I say, "Stop that! It doesn't like." When you don't hear about it, you don't hear him anymore.
I'm not like that.
Don't worry, I'll take care of all.
Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
You know that he loves blondes first, right?
Was that your friend? She was a blonde?
Is
The first girlfriend?
right? Yeah. So yeah, that's something I'm stressed about.
No, I
Trying
get
not
that.
to think about
Yeah.
it. And we do have wonderful doctors here.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, that's why I work out maybe a little bit even more now.
Yeah.
I try not to do the same things my mom could have done in the past, but
Okay.
wow,
Yeah.
the stress and being anxious and stuff,
Sure.
I know that it comes from her, and that's why I'm drinking.
Yes, yes. Oh man. No, I feel that. I mean, I think now as an adult, going back to what you were thinking with like your dad in that position, right? Like now you're an adult. Now, God forbid, Simon passes away. Like there is a different
I'll take
experience.
care of them, Simon. Don't worry.
There is a different experience, right? Like the experience that your kids will have and that you will have are very separate. The same, but you're losing your husband and they're losing dad. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Man.
that's why it was harsh to say, but I was really feeling it this
Sure.
way,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to be. I wanted to respect that woman. I didn't know,
Yeah.
and but I was like, wow, she's young. Why?
Wait.
Why my dad? She's like 4 years older than I am.
I was going to ask how much older
Yeah,
is she
she's
than you?
almost our age. We are almost our age. I mean, she's like
43,
yeah.
44.
Wow.
And he's 61. 60.
Okay.
So yeah, it's almost 18 actually.
Yeah.
Yes. But we don't see it. And
Sure.
we never saw the difference, even, physical or... Can we say mentally?
Yeah,
speaking? It's... Yeah, and they did find each other very well. And I'm 1000% glad that they're together. And I'm glad she was around for my sister too. So, yeah, but it was complicated
Sure.
at first to
I
just let go and say, okay, because at first I was becoming my dad's wife, his wife, my sister's mom. I was
right.
also Simon's girlfriend, but I wasn't me anymore because at
Because
the
you have
beginning
to
I
take
wanted
care of your family.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to.
Sure.
And that's why it was one of the reasons we decided also to
move away.
move and go and
Yeah.
live our life and
Yeah.
go to Australia and see something else. And I'm glad we did because I do think sometimes that maybe we won't be together anymore because it was hard for him to see it, for Simon to see me doing all of stuff, but thinking of us because we were young and we had to live our life together. And I wanted to be with him for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Hearing the backstory now of like what all you guys went through during that time, I mean, it does make a little bit more sense, at least in my like American brain, of like how you just get up and go
Move to a whole
backpacking.
different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I think
I talk about my side because actually I don't know about his because
Well, let's find out.
yeah, I want to hear.
Simon was going through his own struggles, but he's
He
like,
didn't tell
I gotta be strong for my wife or my girlfriend. Then.
no, I think it's kind of the same thing. I mean, Cecile, I was trying to support her as much as I could when all of this happened, and I really think I agree with you. I really think that when after your dad met Stephanie, and after we knew he was serious, and I think you had this feeling that okay, now it's really about your sister because she was young, and I think you had that feeling that okay, she was in good hands, and I mean it was I think it was a time for you to leave also, and that was time that was a time for us to move.
Yeah.
And
To be your own.
Exactly. Yeah.
At some point, you got to
Yes.
be your own.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
But some people
Couple.
in my family didn't understand that. They were like kind of not angry, but like, oh, you are
Leaving.
you're leaving. You don't think about your dad or your sister,
Sure.
and you abandon them. Not my dad. My dad, he was like proud and
Yeah, actually, it was
happy
more like,
about us.
live your life
Yeah,
and,
live your life.
Yeah.
Go and do whatever you have to do. It was more into this way, and because we were like kind of fighting almost not all the time, but we had that relationship. It was harsh between us to protect my sister. We didn't agree on how to do and what. It was more like, okay, mom is dead. you have to continue and forget.
Yeah.
I'm okay to continue, but I still want to keep talking about her, keep remembering her, and do whatever she wanted us to do, or
Yeah.
make her live through ourselves. And he was like, no, it's done. Now we have to, because I think he was hurt
Sure.
and he didn't want to show that.
No. Yeah.
So it was, I slept, I spent a lot of nights at his parents' house because of that. And he was doing his studies in Bordeaux, so an hour from where we
Oh, really?
were. So yeah, we saw each other on the weekends
Yeah,
mostly.
we are not seeing each other much. Yeah.
Yeah, because when my mom died, we were already living together. So I was 19.
Yeah.
It was cheaper when we were at school, universities and
Yeah.
stuff to be together. But when she died, I was like, okay, I've got to go home. And it was not fun.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, but it went better. And when we decided to go to Australia, I remember when we came back, we didn't tell our families. It was a surprise. Only actually Stephanie, my stepmom, knew about it. So she did organize everything to make a dinner. And so
Sure.
when we arrived, surprise, everybody was there. So your parents, my father, sister, and her. And it was the best surprise ever. It was great. We just put her head through the door and said,
Yeah.
hi, hello, bonjour.
Aw.
They were
Nice.
like, no way. So it was fun. And I remember your mom like, did you know? Did you know about that?
Yeah,
She thought it was for her. So, no, it's everyone.
Because 2 days earlier, 2 days before, we were like
in
seeing
Indonesia
them. So
or
we were in
something.
Indonesia. I mean, yeah, and yeah, we saw them on like at Skype. It was at the
Yes,
time we were
it was
using
Skype.
Skype, and yeah, we saw them. Oh, in Indonesia, like just visiting, and then we'd go back to Australia. But instead, no, we're not going back to Australia. We're coming back
Oh,
to France.
man.
So
Nice.
they saw us like 2 days, 48 hours before,
Yeah.
and then we showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, but we stayed a month and then we came back to Australia. So it was really like, hello, just to tell you that we are going to stay over there a little bit more. So prepare yourself. But it was nice.
You guys have hopped all over. So I remember you telling me once that your passport gets flagged, right? Or got flagged when you were coming into the US, because you've been to a lot of countries that have maybe not the best relationship with the US.
Yeah, but so we didn't know it was because of the destinations. We learned later why it was. I've been into that like desk or a room
Oh, interrogation.
room.
in the back,
Yeah.
you know, twice actually. So it was kind of stressful, and it was because there was a mistake. So you know, when in France, when you get married, you take the married name.
I was
so
going to ask
his
about
name.
that. Yeah. Because
But
I
on my
still
passport and-
don't know what your last name is, by the way.
You don't need to know. And because you cannot say that name, our name, Via Rouge. So you won't be able to say my maiden name either. And well, so on all my paperwork, everything is under my maiden name. And
Okay.
you have to keep it. And same for my passport. So it's my maiden name. They write spouse. Well, it's EP, pour say épouse, but SP, like
Yeah.
Via Rouge. So my
Oh, okay.
married.
Yeah.
But there was like a mistake saying that, my maiden name is Le Four. Well, it's hard to pronounce, I
Yeah.
feel here. And they actually messed up like me as Cécile Le Four came in the country, but never left.
Oh,
So
no.
then I get over the date, all over the date. So when I try to re-enter, Cecilia Rouge never came in or whatever. It was like that kind of
Sure.
trouble. And we found out when we changed our visa last year. We had to change it because we are in the process of the green card. And that's why I'm not working here anymore.
It's very true. Very true.
And yeah, so that's why it's kind of it was complicated. And I went to that space like, wow, that's stressful. I cannot
I've only been in
use my phone
that-
or whatever.
Yeah, I was in that room once. I was gonna just parentheses because I don't think I'll ever get to say this story on the podcast. But I was in one of those interrogation rooms
No.
once, and I was in like college age. I was flying back to see my parents in Wisconsin from Dallas, and I don't know why I didn't know, man, how do I get into this? I didn't know that you could buy boxer underwear with buttons or something like that. So I would use a safety pin to like keep the fly, like the fly
closed, to keep it
closed.
closed,
I would keep the fly closed.
I wasn't expecting this.
Nobody was expecting this, and nobody knows this story.
Turn.
And so I go through the line, and I'm going through the metal detector, and it goes off, and I'm like, I put everything in the little bucket. I took off my watch and my wallet and stuff, and then it hits me. I'm like, oh, and they're like, and I tell the security guard agent, I'm like, you're gonna laugh. It's funny, but I have a safety pin on my underwear. And they're
I don't think boxers when you say underwear. I just think tidy whities.
no, on my boxers. And he was like, he laughs, but he's like, no, we don't believe you. And so I had to go into one of those interrogation rooms. They had to bring in 2 other people. I think they just brought in more people because they thought it was dumb and funny.
No, they brought in more people so that you can't say I was molested.
No, well, that too, but I'm sure they were like, this idiot. And so I go in there and I had to take my pants off and show them the safety
Yeah,
pin.
safety pin.
You didn't have to remove the boxer, right?
I did not have to remove my boxers, no. I did have to remove the safety pin, though. They made it.
Okay, yeah.
Well,
I think this was post 9/11, so it was
yeah.
after 9/11, and there was a lot.
Pre 9/11, I was pulled aside when I went to go visit my cousins. I was going to England. I was all by myself, and they pulled me aside because, as a single woman flying there alone, they thought I was either going to try to sneak into the country and stay with somebody, or I don't know, maybe I was being trafficked. I don't know. They just said it's really
Interesting.
odd that you're all by yourself. Do you know where you're going? And I'm like, well, they're my cousins, but they're not my cousins. They're like, do you know the address? I was like, no.
Oh, yeah, they asked.
Like, I don't need it. I don't know the address. Like, I guess they live in between Liverpool and Manchester. I don't know. So that was fun.
I'm telling you, we don't fly anymore because I can't. And so they don't
Because
allow
of
me.
the safety pin?
They don't allow me on flights
don't-
anymore.
Well,
No.
they were like,
You're flagged.
they're okay.
Flagged for
They
life.
said it was okay. I heard already that
Thank
it was
you.
okay
Thank
because
you.
the safety pin was just for reference.
Touché.
Speaking of
That's a why.
American experiences, I had dinner at your house one night and we were with your friends
Yeah.
and we talked about your most American experience. Like the first thing that you were like, oh, we're in America.
There's a lot.
I remember, I don't know if it was you guys or your friend who said they saw the yellow school bus.
Oh,
True. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yellow school
Yes.
bus.
all
Every
that school
morning when
buses.
Adam takes it, I'm like, wow, we live in America.
You're living the American dream.
Yes. Yeah.
And he loves it.
We've been talking about doing a prom because you guys never went to prom. Ralph
No.
never went to prom. Julia never went to
Oh,
prom.
that would be very, very fun to do.
It's like
Should
an
we do
adult
Yeah.
prom.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say when you ask. I mean, for me, the first thing is when you go out and you see all the. I mean, for me, the pickups and big trucks, and,
trucks.
stuff, and you're like, wow.
I'm going to die. It's been an hour. I'm going to die on that road.
And then you go on the highway and it's like 4 or 5 lines, 6 lines. I mean,
Yeah.
And you're like, wow,
Huge.
That's
Everything is.
so you. Yeah.
Oh, and you guys would have come out of O'Hare. So you were like right there, boom, in the
Yes.
city.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, not the city, but yeah.
No, but
And
close,
we did
close
rent
enough
a
to-
car, and they said, "Oh, you can have this," and it was like a crazy car. I
Yes,
can't
yeah.
remember it.
Can't remember too, but it
Like,
was.
okay.
It was a boat.
Oh
yeah,
It was,
that's for sure. And we arrived from China, so it was like even
Oh,
more.
even-
Oh God,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It was bigger. That was a big difference too, coming from Beijing. Extremely busy with taxis and cars
Oh,
and
yeah.
tuk-tuk everywhere. And you arrive here, so O'Hare is okay, it's busy. And you go north, and you leave Illinois, and you arrive in Kenosha in March.
Yeah.
Because we visited a month before
yeah, few
moving
weeks
here,
before, yeah.
just the two of us, and it was gray. It was cold, and there was nobody in the streets downtown Kenosha. I mean, first because
Yeah.
we're going in town, so
Yeah.
That's
going
actually
to the center of Kenosha.
That's actually a small story I have is with my job when I was working in China in 2015. I had the opportunity to come to the US for a week for the work. So I came with one of my Chinese colleagues, and we came here for a week. So it was my first time, not my first time in the US, but first time in this area. So I went to Pleasant Prairie, went to Chicago. So that on a week, 1 week, I had a fun time. And then a few years later, when I got this job here, I said, Cece, "Oh, you will see, it's amazing, Chicago." I had these memories of everything amazing. I didn't remember anything about Kenosha or Pleasant Prairie, but I did remember Milwaukee, Chicago. It was cool. I had a good, and of course, the first time, so I sold it very well. A bit too, you know what I mean?
God. It was like a bait
with
and
my
switch.
vision. It's amazing. We did this and that. And then we come here like like Cece said, end of
we
March.
came straight from the airport to here.
You didn't even hang out in the city
You
before
didn't see
coming
Chicago
up
or
No.
No, I didn't see Chicago at all.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, but there is nobody.
And especially that week.
And we were looking for a restaurant to eat or whatever, so we ended up at McDonald's because everything was closed.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay. And I was, after 7 years in China, I was used to the noise and people, and I felt like kind of sick, saying, wow, that's going to be
There's nothing. Oh,
complicated."
sure.
It's, where are they? Are they dead? Are they live in at night?
Zombie apocalypse.
It's like what do you call it? One of those movies where they're coming from the big city and they go to the
Yes.
and you're like walking to get places.
Because exactly, that's it. We came from somewhere which was kind of packed. One of the biggest city in the world, and then you arrive here where you have so much space.
It's reclaimed farms.
Yes, and it's nice because we discovered. But the first impression when you arrived, we were like, wow. Even I was like, oh, what?
You're like,
like,
oh
what
no.
did
I was
we
feeling
do?
bad. I was feeling bad for
no.
telling her like it's amazing. It's because same thing when I visited. I remember the weather was nice, everything, and then you're here in March. It's gray. There is some remaining of snow, which is
the
gray
gray
snow.
one.
It's
It's
gross
it's
and
cold.
dirty.
It's like one of the worst time to be here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not summer. It's not full winter. It's
like-
not. It's not fall. It's really like
Yeah.
So yes,
And
that
do
was.
you remember? So with the jet lag, and the time of the flight, because it was like 13, 14 hours flight, if I remember well.
No, even more. It was
Yeah.
15-hour
I
flight
don't-
from
well,
Beijing to
it was forever.
to Chicago.
It took forever.
Yeah.
So you don't know when you have to sleep. You wake up. It's still night out. Okay, wake up, and we were staying in a hotel next to.
At A94.
Yes,
yeah.
the restaurant nearby.
Country barrel.
Cracker
Cracker
Barrel.
Cracker barrel.
So we went there to eat something, and the plates were like, wow, and I'm like, okay.
And super
that's-
country. It's all like deep fried
Yes.
and gravy.
And cheese.
So
And
and when you arrive from
cheese.
your bowl of rice and well, I'm exaggerating,
No,
but
but yeah.
the size, the portions were like totally different. You were like, okay, we are only 2, not 6 at the table. So wow, okay. I remember that day afterwards we went to your workplace
Company, yeah.
And so we met everyone, so kind of stressful as well.
Sure.
Did you like it? Well, it's been 24 hours. I cannot say it. I can tell. And then one of your boss say, okay, I'm going to take you on a tour of Kenosha and around and see, because first we were here to find a place to live.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, you would love to have a house or something. Oh, it's going to be difficult to rent. March, Kenosha. Maybe you should go into a condo, an apartment for a year, and then you will see if you want to rent a house, or you will know better all the areas and where you want to go. Well, okay. So we went on a tour. And I know, and I'm sure he wanted to do well, but it was so stressful. So much information coming in. Look at this. This part of the city, it's very nice, and this one, it's great too. Do you want to be closer? Do you want to be further away? Do you want to be closer to Milwaukee, and you can drive for 40 minutes? Or do you want to be 10 minutes away or less? Or, I don't know. We don't know. And you have this hospital for the kids, or you can go there, and you have Chicago, and everything. And it was too much.
Yeah, it was so many information.
Well, that was only within 24 hours of being here.
And you have credit
Yeah,
cards,
that
and you remember about all those.
I think all my colleagues, because here I have some French colleagues who have been there. I mean, they were there already for 4 years. So they knew, and they were just excited to have a new French colleague coming, and they wanted to tell me everything, but like everything, like about credit cards, about this, about bank account, about the place to go, about the place to live, about the
score.
place.
What is a credit score?
They said
We don't even know, so.
No,
No, but
we
for
still
us
don't.
it was like, but you have one card, it's a debit card. What is a credit
It's connected
card?
straight to your bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They-
we're like, we
yeah.
don't know what it is. Well, what is that? And it
There
was
were,
kind of
yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
And you use that, and you need a credit score because I need a car. When I see how everything. I had a tuk-tuk in China. I used to bring the kids to school. Here, I need a car.
Wait, what's a tuk-tuk?
Um,
It's like a little motorbike with a seating
three-wheeled,
area.
yeah, like a
Three-wheel?
three-wheeled.
Okay.
Like a moped.
Rickshaw? They
A
call it?
rickshaw? Yeah, that's also not an American thing either.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't it a rickshaw where the person does it?
It depends. So
Good point.
Depending
Depending
what
on
country.
Yes, yeah.
The tuk-tuk is like a motorbike, but you have two wheels
Yeah,
in the back.
so you have
and
more.
it was covered
Sure.
like a real small car.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I had batteries and stuff, and I had to go and move with the flow.
Yeah.
So it was very fun. But when we moved here, okay, Simon, I need a car.
And we
Sure.
didn't drive for 7 years because we never drive. We couldn't drive first. I mean, China. We could have tried to have the driver. Like,
Sure.
Well, it's
But,
wrong when we
we
came
were
back
like,
to
we're
visit
not
to
gonna.
France, but
Yeah, we didn't want to bother because we're living in big cities. Of course, they have plenty of taxis and transportation.
Well, then that's one more expense to have.
Yes, exactly. So we were like, no, we don't need that. But after 7 years, we arrive here, and then of course we need to drive, and we need. So,
we want a small car.
Yeah. That was a lot of different things, but
It
it was a good. It was
exciting.
a good
It
change.
was
And
exciting.
like Cece said, I mean, we moved at a period where it wasn't the best period, but then after a few months, summer started, and
And then COVID hit.
and COVID hit.
And a year later,
And
COVID
then
hit.
You're right.
everything
No,
shut down.
You're right,
For
yeah.
sure.
We moved here, so end of April with the kids. We had a beautiful weather. 3 days after, so we arrived on April 25.
Yeah.
And I remember because I had the memories thanks to Facebook and Instagram or whatever. And on April 28, it was snowing.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't plan any, big coat
Oh,
or
sure.
whatever. And we're like, okay, we are going to buy something warmer, guys,
Yeah.
because we didn't plan that
Sure.
in the suitcases. So it was kind of fun. The kids were so happy to see some snow, but I'm like, I hope it's the last one. I really
Yeah.
hope it's the last one.
Well, the worst part is that it probably is like one of the last ones.
Yeah.
And then by the time they need those jackets again, they'll be too big for them. So you had to buy them for one use, basically.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that has to be pretty exciting though. Like the idea of coming to a new place and like almost starting from zero, right?
Exactly.
Starting over, starting from scratch. I remember leaving, like moving to Texas, and just what that felt like. I can't even imagine what it would have been like leaving China, Beijing, and then coming to like Kenosha, right? Like, but there is a sense of excitement, a sense of adventure and wonder that kind of comes with that. So
It was
Yes.
fun.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
And
No.
I don't know if you will agree. We do love being here. But if Simon tells me, okay, I found something, I don't know, like challenging, or there is, I have an offer or something
Sure.
even better, and I say, okay, just let's go, I would be in. I would be okay with that.
yeah,
But I love being here too. So that's because we've got friends now,
sure, yeah,
and
room to run.
even though they've never been to my place, they're my friends.
Yes.
Except for me. Except for me. Except for me.
Except for you.
Even my dog's been to their place like twice.
I
He got
was
kicked out the second time.
I was
but
there to
still.
drop something off once.
You never want to come in when Simon is not over,
I am-
because you are scared to be in trouble, or I don't know.
I'm trying to keep everything on
He's
the
like
table.
Keanu
You're
Reeves when he
not
takes
my-
pictures with
Yeah.
women. His hands are like this,
And
and you
your
can
hands
see
You're
are
not
all
my
over them.
boss anymore.
It's
You're
true.
my friend now.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
And the thing is, we live 2 blocks away from each
We
other.
do.
Honestly,
I've had-
honestly, it's like
I passed your house today, actually. What were you going to say about the experience?
How do you say l'hymne?
oh yeah,
You want to?
the national anthem. The fact that you guys play it before anything. I mean that's very American, and I like it. I mean we
Yeah.
like it now because we're used to it. But like anything,
cry
like the
everything
smallest like
outside.
event or smallest thing, then the first time we were like, what? I mean, I can remember we went to a show, like not the circus, but something like that.
Yeah,
Cool.
And like, please stand up for the national anthem, and you're like.
it's everywhere.
And we're like, what? Okay, so we stood up, and it's beautiful to see everybody standing up,
Sure.
looking at the flag. And really, I think it's always very
Patriotic.
patriotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
I like. But I'm like, wow.
And we are surprised every single time. Because yesterday we did a 5K as a family.
Oh, that's right.
No, did it?
And they
Yeah.
put it, so they said, okay, the flag is on this direction. There was no flag, but we
You pretended it was
everyone,
there.
yeah, everyone turned this
Wow.
way and hand on the heart.
Yeah.
And they just put the music. And because it was windy, the lady couldn't sing, so they did put like just a band of the music,
Like
A song.
instrumental.
and,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
But it was beautiful, and seeing our kids doing it too with the hand on the heart, we're like, wow,
Oh,
that's
okay.
means something.
Well, that's kind of ironic to me because there's like China is such a group mentality country, whereas in America, like it is more about me, 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 me. And then the fact that we all get up to do this,
Yeah.
and you didn't have that experience in China.
No,
I think on that aspect of patriotic thing, I mean, you are very close, US and China.
yeah, that's right.
Really?
I think it's the same. Honestly,
the
from
patriotic part?
yes, I think that's really something where these two countries, I mean, you are very close about like being very patriotic, and from school being told you're the best country in the
The
world.
country is the
Which
best.
I never experienced in France. I mean, you in France, you will never hear someone telling, France, you are the best in the world. Because
you guys just
people will be
know.
either on strike or
Well, we do
Or
have the best
complaining.
wine, but that's
Yes,
all
yeah, of
we
course.
say.
No.
So when you guys do history lessons in France, is it more like this country sucks?
Oh no,
No.
no, not really.
no.
No, you learn a bit about everything, but
What do they say about America?
Oh, you save us.
We saved you.
no, we
Well,
We-
during
we
the
speak about
World War II, we
yes,
speak about
World War II, of course, a big part of
you.
it.
Yeah,
Um,
we learn about Pearl Harbor and what
Yeah.
happened.
Oh,
there.
sure. Yeah. All right. Lastly, what are you guys thinking the next 5, maybe 10 years looks like for the Via Rouge? Are we thinking
Another baby?
another?
Oh, he was neutered.
Well, not with me. I mean,
Are you guys?
No, I'm done.
Because you already said, right? Like you're pretty happy in the States.
Yeah.
You're pretty happy where you are right now.
Yeah.
But if the opportunity arose, you would be.
I say that. I don't think Simon agree, or I don't know. We are good. I always enjoy the new things and new experiences.
Yeah, for
but,
sure.
If I think about the kids,
It's
and
more tough now because they're getting older.
exactly,
I was
and
gonna
I
ask.
would love, not just for them but for us too, to get the citizenship at some point.
Yeah.
But let's get that green card
Let's-
first.
yeah,
Let's start
it's
there.
just step by step.
Yeah.
Well, and it's
But
also,
that would be nice.
like you said, like thinking about them and asking them, like, do you want to stay here? Do you want to try somewhere new? And then they're like, especially your daughter's at that age where she's making her really bonded friends, where she
Yes.
wants to be with them all the time. And
No, they love to travel, but they want to live in Kenosha forever.
I mean, that's nice
Yeah.
that they've found a home here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, born
it
in
just makes
China.
us feel chosen.
Yes.
You're the chosen one.
We're the
Yeah.
chosen ones.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, not every kid can say, oh, I was born in China and
But
we
I'm
moved
French.
but I'm French
And I moved to Kenosha.
to Wisconsin
And I
in
never
the
lived in
United
France.
States.
I never lived
And
in
they
France.
never lived in France.
No, they just
That's-
visited friends for
I feel-
vacation, holidays, or whatever it is. And
Do they like going? They're not like, ooh, get me back to the
no,
United
no,
States.
No,
No,
they
no.
like. They asked to go back to go back home because last year when we asked for that new visa, we had delays and stuff. It's another story, and we were planned to stay only for 3 weeks. We stayed, I think, 5 weeks,
Yeah.
almost
Oh,
5 weeks
yeah.
in France.
Yeah.
And they were asking, when are we going back? They were done with vacation.
Sure.
They were done visiting. They were like, we want to go back. They wanted to go back to school and see their friends. They wanted
Sure.
to see their dog
Bobby.
and Bobby.
Well, Simon, Cece, thanks for sharing a little bit of your story and that road that has brought you into our life.
Thank you for inviting
Yes.
us.
Thank you,
Anytime.
guys.
No,
Thank
thanks.
you very much.
We love
Thanks
you.
for hanging out.
Thank you.
Bye. Y'all be good.
Merci.
Merci.
Let's go.
Well, that's a wrap for today's episode of Y'all Be Good. And as always, a reminder that we are a project of Little Lion Cuts. We hope you've enjoyed these stories just as much as we have enjoyed sharing them. Every family has a story, and we're just grateful that we get to hear yours too. If you've enjoyed today's episode and you think someone else might need to hear it, don't forget to share this podcast with them. And hey, while you're at it, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review. That really does go a long way. You definitely don't want to miss out on any of the real, raw, and inspiring conversations we've got lined up. And we'd love to hear your stories too. So go ahead and find us on Instagram at Y'all Be Good Pod, or drop us a message with your thoughts. And until next time, y'all be good.